Does your kombucha jar look like this? Does it have a bunch of sediment in the bottom of your jar? It's time to clean it. First, we're going to take out our SCOBY, or mother, as this is called, and put it into a bowl and put some of the liquid in there with it. Now you want to make sure that you wash your hands really, really good before you do this. And this is also where, if your SCOBY is really big, you're going to split it and discard some of it. See all the layers in this SCOBY? The layers form on top. They're the fresh, lighter colored ones, and the older layers are down below. You can really see the difference in this SCOBY from the fresh, new layers and the older layers down below. So since my SCOBY is really large, I am going to be discarding some of this. There are recipes you can make different things with your SCOBY or your mother, but I have not done that. I normally just give it to the chickens or put it in the compost pile. All right, so now we have all of this cider looking slush down here. Let that settle a little bit so you're not getting all that gunk into your new bowl, and then we're going to put some of this liquid onto our SCOBY. If you've never heard of kombucha tea, you might be thinking, what in the world is going on here? Kombucha is a fermented black tea. It has a lot of health benefits, like a probiotic, like yogurt, and it can be really good on a nice hot day. So when I make my kombucha, I will make a half gallon of black tea, and then I will use a half cup of cane sugar, and you add that into your kombucha jar. The SCOBY at the top, which is the mother, stands for a symbiotic colony of yeast and bacteria. The SCOBY eats the caffeine and the sugar from the tea, and it creates kombucha. It has a slightly vinegar taste, which I actually really like. We're going to set this SCOBY aside while we wash this jar out with some hot soapy water, and we're going to discard all this stuff in the bottom of the jar. I clean out my kombucha jar about twice a year, usually once in the summer and once in the winter. In the winter, because the temperatures are colder, the kombucha slows down production, so if my SCOBY isn't really big, I don't split it up in the winter because it will take much longer for my kombucha to be finished. Don't forget to rinse out your spigot at the bottom and clean it out really good. You're going to need to unscrew it from your jar, and you're going to take the bolts off of it, and I'm going to wash each of these pieces individually. Then, using a bottle brush, I'm going to clean out the spigot on the inside. If you don't do this regularly, your spigot can get clogged up and it won't be able to flow freely. Rinse it and then set it out to dry. Now, to put this back together, we're going to put on one of these first, and then one of these. I don't know the technical terms for these. I'm gonna put this together for inside. Put this into the hole. We're going to take a nut and screw that on. You want to make sure you don't screw it on too tight that you're going to crack the glass, but you want it tight enough that it's not going to leak. And I usually test this by putting some water in here before I put my kombucha in to make sure that it's tight enough that there's no leaks happening. No leaks. It looks good. All right, so to put this back together, we're going to put our SCOBY back in. You want to make sure the old side is down and the new side is up. And we're going to put that old kombucha juice in here. And then we're going to go ahead and add some fresh brewed tea to get it started in its clean jar. Make sure your tea is room temperature and not hot and not cold. When you split your SCOBY, it will take it longer to get to the point of being ready to drink, since it does have less mother to work with. Over the next couple days, continue to add fresh tea until you've built your kombucha back up to the level that it was. It will take a little while for your SCOBY to eat through this fresh tea in its new jar, but it will get there, and it will start building new layers eventually. But look how much better this is. I can't believe the difference before and after. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next time.